Can you hear me all right?
We can hear you. All right, let's get started. Mr. Grant?
Yes, Judge. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. We're still waiting on your client to fully connect.
Yes, I see. Let me call him right now.
All right, he's connected. We're on the record in 23 CCR 231-687, 22 CCR 229-239, and 23 CCR 231-690, State of Texas versus Jesus Cifuentes. Mr. Grant, you have a motion to reinstate.
Yes, Judge.
Tell me what happened.
So client did state that he appeared via Zoom as instructed, but he was in the waiting room and was not let in. I was not here that day. There was another attorney in our office that was handling the case, but that's what my client states. So we're asking that you reinstate the bond, Judge.
I truly doubt that he was in the waiting room, but it's his first bond forfeiture. So I'll grant your request. I'll reinstate his bond. Make sure he understands, and he can hear us. So make sure he understands that he needs to appear at every setting. And if there is an issue, which I would have let the other attorney that appeared for you on your behalf know, look, he's not in the waiting room, then somebody needs to get in contact with him immediately to try to get this situation figured out. Sometimes this occurs on occasion where they can see the screen for the waiting room, but they do not appear in my waiting room. It's just some kind of connection error occurs every 6 months, once every 6 months or something like that. That may be the situation here. But I'll grant your motion.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Hold on one second. Let me all right, we're going to keep his docket control order in place. So he's got pretrial conference coming up on February 15th in person with the jury trial March 5th.
Roger that, Judge.
All right. Very good. You and your client are free to go.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Let's wait for your client to fully connect.
Okay.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 232416, State of Texas versus Sheena Robertson. We're here on a motion to reinstate. You may proceed with your argument.
Judge, I'm asking the court to reinstate my client's bond. She was arrested 3/13 this year. I'm sorry, 3/11 this year, and she filed her bond on 3/13, so 2 days later. There was a motion to revoke her bond, which was granted on, let me see. It was granted on 9/14 of this year, September 14th, for the reason being that she did not show up 24 hours after being released from custody to the Fort Bend County Supervision Office. I spoke to my client and she said she was confused as to where she was supposed to report. She thought that reporting to her bond office was enough, but that wasn't the case. I know at one point the supervision office tried reaching out to her multiple times, but she wasn't available. And the reason being was that since May 14th, 2023, she has been in a woman's shelter where she has not had access to a cell phone until recently. At this shelter, they help them with treatment classes, recovery classes. They help them with housing, healthcare, and she was not available to be reached. I hadn't been able to speak with her until just recently as well. So we're filing a motion to reinstate her bond. We're asking the court to reinstate her because not showing up to the supervision office was a mistake. It was not voluntary. And I think that her failure to answer the phone and actually report at a later time was also not voluntary as she was at the women's shelter. So I'm asking the court to reinstate her bond.
Okay.
Yes, Judge. It was a condition of her bond that she show up to the supervision center. I mean, she signed that bond. She was well aware of it. If she had an ability to be able to communicate or get calls from the supervision center, I recognize that. So ultimately, I will defer to the court.
If I grant this motion, Mr. Zuniga, will she be able to communicate with them? I mean, this bond condition is not going away.
Yes, she will, because now she has access to her cell phone, unlike when she first entered. So now she has access to her cell phone. So now, she can no longer say that nobody reached out, but I do understand she still has to report, and she understands that as well, that she has to report. So yes, Your Honor, she'd be able to follow the condition.
Well, tell you what, I'll grant the motion. She reports. When does she need to report? Ms. Sparks?
Within 24 hours, business hours. So she can report tomorrow. Can she report tomorrow?
Sheena?
I think she's frozen.
Okay. I think she's...
If it's a transportation issue, since tomorrow is Friday, we'll give her to Monday to report. First thing Monday morning.
Right.
I'm sure that's not gonna be a problem.
Report.
Okay.
Okay. It's granted, but she will report by
Thank
Monday.
you, Your Honor.
All right, you and your client are free to go.
Thank you.
Who are we jumping to? Barry, mute it.
Number 5 and number 6, but I don't see the client.
Why is Miss Norman filling in for Miss Saylor?
Yes, I sent you a message.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Will your client, Mr. Mouton, be joining us?
There's 2 that should be joining us today, Judge, and we've talked to both of them, and they confirmed they'd be here. Let me see if the office has heard anything.
Campbell's here,
Oh, okay.
but I don't see Mr. Mouton.
Super. Okay. I'm gonna have somebody from the office reach out to him.
All right, let's get started on Campbell. We're on the record in 23 CCR 232-879, State of Texas versus Jacoby Campbell. Ms. Norman, go ahead and give me an update on the case.
So we have discovery on that, Judge. Mr. Campbell also has an aggravated assault pending in Harris County. That was the basis of the failed to ID here. That's moving along in Harris County, so we're going to keep an eye on that. And I'll just have an update for the next time that we're in court.
Okay. Well, next setting is February 13th.
Mhm.
So hopefully there's some movement on the Harris County case. All right, Mouton.
Do you want me to go ahead and give you an update, Judge, without him present?
Have you heard back from your office? Are they
I
going
have
to
not.
contact him?
I have not, but my message does not look like, I can't tell if it's gone through.
All right, let's move on to Mr. Cox, Sarah, and Ms. Norman will come right back to you.
Sounds good. Yep.
Mr. Cox, can you hear me?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 232-709, State of Texas versus Mansour Ajumobi. Why don't you give me an update on the case?
The prosecutor, I believe I have all the evidence. She had a phone conversation with the complainant. I'm not sure if she turned that over. She may have. She made an offer related to my client. We talked about it today, and he's been asking more questions even as we speak of what he should do. So we do have an offer, but we don't have a decision yet.
All right. Well, he's got some time to think about it. Your next setting is February 13th. It's another status docket. You can give me an update at that time. Obviously, you're fully aware that if y'all have come to some sort of agreement prior to then, you can contact my coordinator for a plea date.
Correct.
All right. Thank you for the update. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you.
Move on to the next case. Did we lose Mr. James? I thought he was connected there.
He was. I don't see him any longer.
Move on to the next case.
The attorney is in the courtroom for this one.
Okay, Attorney Kurt Agamuyo.
Morning, Judge. Can you see me?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 232018, State of Texas versus Ozigimi Imani. Counselor, give me an update on the case.
We've gotten all the evidence and everything that we need for this case to kind of move forward. We're in the last minute submission of a PTI packet that should be done no later than Friday or tomorrow.
Okay. Let's see. You've got pre-trial and trial are your next two settings. If y'all enter into a PTI, we'll be notified and you'll be removed from the docket. But if not, try to have a resolution on the case by your pre-trial conference on April 25th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Or an announcement of trial, one of the two.
Will do. Thank you, Judge.
All right, very good. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Floyd is back.
Pull him in.
Get myself back.
James. Mr. James. Pulling the next case there, Taft.
Got it.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kovac.
Hey, good afternoon, Judge. How are you?
Very good. Let's go ahead and get started. We're on the record in 23 CCR 233627, State of Texas versus Timothy Taft. Why don't you give me an update on the case?
Yes, so this was a DWI PTI. My client made it through, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 months, picked up a Class B theft, and was kicked out of the DWI PTI program. I've got, it looks like all the discovery for both cases, and had a question for the court. Giving this procedure, would we try the DWI case first, since it's older?
Probably. We need to get them on the same docket. Let's get them consolidated, Sarah, with the same dates.
Okay.
And
And other than that, Your Honor, that was really the only issue I saw.
Yeah, we'll try them together. But they'll be consolidated onto this docket control order. So your next setting is a status on 213 with trial on 625.
Perfect.
Very good.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Sarah, let's get them in here for an updated docket control order DCO on let's see here. How about the 29th? And you and your client be in court to execute a new DCO on the 29th, Mr. Kovac?
Yes, I believe so. Timothy, can you hear me? Are you
Yes,
in
sir.
town on the 29th?
December?
Correct.
I'm not sure.
All right, we'll be here.
All right,
Yeah.
29th it is. Sarah, put him on docket. All right, you and your client are free to go.
All right, thanks, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Mr. James.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I was having a little technical difficulty. I apologize to the court.
That's all right. We're on the record in 23 CCR 232654, State of Texas versus Michaelia Williams. Why don't you give me an update on the case?
Judge, I received a email from Mr. O'Brien. He said he needed to speak with
who? You broke up.
Mr. O'Brien. He said he needed to talk to his witnesses from the accident.
Okay. So, all right. So you're negotiating with them and y'all are just gathering more information at this time.
That's correct, Your Honor.
State.
Yes, Judge, that's correct. I'm waiting to get in contact with the witnesses involved in this case before I tender an official offer to Mr. James. Once I do that, he will have an offer.
Got it. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you all for the update on the case. Mr. James, your next setting is February 13th. It's another status conference via Zoom at 2:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. You and your client both. Y'all are free to go.
Have a great holiday. Bye-bye.
Do the same. Mr. Rupani, can you hear me?
Yes, Judge, can you hear me?
Yes. All right, we're on the
Good
record,
afternoon.
23 CCR 232814, State of Texas versus Seth Leo. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ms. Rupani, why don't you give me an update on this case?
Yes, Your Honor. From our last court setting, we submitted a mitigation packet to the state. Just yesterday, we heard from Gavin on the case. He has offered our client a PTD option, which my client is accepting. So hopefully by the next status setting, he will be entered into the program, the retail theft program, and the other case will be dismissed.
Perfect. All right. Then by your next setting, which is February 13th, y'all should have this resolved.
Yes, he still may be in the program, but we will have made progress on the case.
Once he goes into the program, he's taken off the docket control.
Okay. Yes, perfect. Then yes, hopefully by then we will be done, Your Honor.
Perfect. All right. Thank you. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Attorney for this next one is in the courtroom.
Okay. Ramirez, or excuse me, Darvish. Darvishi, I'm sorry.
Hi, good afternoon, Judge. How are you?
Good afternoon.
I'm Sean Dervishi's associate, Audra Sponse. And for this case, Judge,
Let me get us on the record and then you can tell me all about it.
Okay, sounds
All
good.
right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 232842, State of Texas versus Elias Ramirez. Now, counselor, proceed.
Hi, good afternoon, Judge. My name is Audra Swanson. I'm Sean Darvishi's associate. I spoke with the state and we are putting together a mitigation packet for this case. Our client has already started working on it. Additionally, we have filed a blood discovery order and we wanted to approach to see if we could have that signed.
Sarah, just push it through. It'll be signed today.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Judge. And that's all I have for today for this case.
Thank you for the update. You and your client are free to go.
All right, thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
You do the same. Williams.
I don't see either party.
Hmm. All right, tell you what, move on to the next case and then we'll come back to him.
I only see the attorney for that one.
Which one is that?
16 and 17, Haywood.
You win. Okay. Why is there two different attorneys?
I don't know, I'm about to look at that one.
Yeah, looking for this for years.
Mr. Suggs?
Yes, Judge, how you this evening?
I'm very good. I have a question for you before we get started.
Yes.
I show Mr. Haywood has two cases, and I show you are on one case, the case ending in 810. It's the charge of failure to identify. However, he has another case titled, it's a ending in 812. It's a theft case, but I have a Brandon Roy listed as the attorney of record. Are you representing him on both cases?
Yes, I'm representing on both cases.
Sarah, did he file I show a notice of appearance, Mr. Suggs, on the 810 case. I do not show a notice of appearance on the other case.
Explain to him who I am and tell him I may have attempted to upload him.
Okay, my associate here, attorney, she's operating the machines for me because I'm 74 and can't do it. But she had filed notice of appearance on both cases on my behalf.
I understand. I don't see it though on the other case. But that being said, I do show that you signed the docket control order in
That's
the
right.
second case. Sarah, make sure everything gets changed over properly.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Suggs, why don't you give me an update on the case and where we stand?
All right, we have the discovery. The district attorney has sent that to me, and we completed that. We are now looking at the case because the DA has introduced to us, offered to us the diversion program on retail theft diversion program.
Okay.
And we are certainly considering favorably taking that program as soon as we can get the details on it and get the monies ready to pay for it.
Mr. O'Brien, could you provide Mr. Suggs via email some information on the retail theft program?
Yes, Judge, I would be happy to do so.
Okay. So Mr. Suggs, he's going to send you some information about that program. So hopefully that answers any questions you may have. And then you and Mr. O'Brien can talk about whether it's appropriate for your client or negotiate or whatever you want to do at that point in time. Once he enters the retail theft program, he comes off the docket control order, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you for the update. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Mr. King, are you there? Mr. King, can you hear me? Mr. King. All right, while we're waiting on Mr. King to fully connect, Ms. Norman.
No word, Judge. Called and left a voicemail, And no response. I'd be willing to stay on until the docket is over. Is there, if he doesn't appear, with
We
the
are
court-
coming to a conclusion. We have Mr. King's case and yours.
Super. Okay.
So, well, I tell you what, I will take care of Mr. King's case and then I'm going to come right back to you.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Mr. King, can you hear me? Yeah, you need to unmute yourself, sir.
Okay.
All right, Mr. King, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can, Your Honor.
Very good. We're on the record in 23 CCR 232-661, State of Texas versus Frederick Gordon, excuse me. Mr. King, give me an update on the case.
Yeah, and I spoke with the prosecutor today. Our position is we're working through enhancement and possible suppression issues, so we should have everything under control by the next virtual setting.
Okay. All right. Well, your next setting is February 13th, so you got a little bit of time to get things kind of taken care of.
Yes, sir. We're just trying to resolve the enhancement issue, whether it's a third or a second DWI, and whether or not there's an issue of the suppression, Your Honor.
All right. Well, he's charged as a second right now. I'll let y'all figure that out from here. So, all right. Thank you. You're free to go. Appreciate the update.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ms. Norman.
No luck, Judge. Yeah, I know that we talked to him yesterday and he knew it was Zoom, and I know he's got the link, so I'm not sure what the problem is.
State.
State would move for bond forfeiture, Judge, and would ask standard conditions of bond be attached, as well as no threatening, harmful, or abusive contact with the complainant.
Bailiff, call the name. Mouton. Sarah, I just want to confirm that I'm not missing Mr. Mouton in the waiting room. I show 3 people in there waiting right now.
Yes, he's not there.
Gordon, Campbell, and Moore. All right.
Would the court consider holding the bond forfeiture until tomorrow, holding the capias until tomorrow if we can get him in? Because I know that we did talk to him yesterday.
There was no answer at 3:02.
I will hold the capias until 8:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay. I will pass that along to him. And hopefully we can get a hold of him and get him there.
He needs to appear in person in my courtroom tomorrow morning at 8:30.
Got it.
All right. Motion's granted. New bond set in the amount of $7,000 with the conditions requested.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. You're free to go.
You want to do Ms. Moore's?
Yeah, hold on one second. What was the complainant's name in that last case?
In Mouton,
Yes.
let me pull it up, Judge.
Sarah, is there an information filed in this case?
Which one, Judge? I'm sorry.
Mouton. Well, There's information on one of his charges.
The complainant's name is Marivic Vargas. Marivic.
All right, very good. All right, go ahead and bring in the next case. Miss Moore, is your client with you?
My client should be on the Zoom. He does have the Zoom information. Let's see. Let me message my office. You see him?
No, he's not there.
Okay, because he was in the courthouse. I told him it was on Zoom. Wait a minute. 1 second, Judge.
Sure.
He said he sent it. Let me ask him, is he on? He just messaged me a while ago, maybe 20 minutes. Are you on? And he may need to get out so it works. But Gavin and I have reached an agreement on resolving this, Judge. I've spoke to my client about the agreement. We just need to get a date for plea.
Are you please on the 19th?
The 19th of January, Judge?
No, of December, next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, one moment.
1:30 p.m.
One moment. Trying to get my calendar out. December 19th, yes. That's good, Judge, for me.
All right, I expect you and your client in person in my courtroom, especially your client, since he did not appear on Zoom today.
One moment, Judge, because I don't want him to be penalized because he did go to the courthouse.
All right, 12:19, you and your client in person.
All righty, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, that concludes the docket.
Thank you, Judge.
Enjoy your bowling trip.
I appreciate your graciousness, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
You as well.
See you tomorrow morning.